So, it's happening. I was just going to talk about the tournament, the PPA tournament. So, Grayson! Anyways, the tournament last week kind of went as planned. Not really. I was hoping I was going to have an easier first round singles match. I had a qualifier who turned out to be very, very good. So I was a little upset that I lost my match. I lost in 3. I put up a good fight, but she was a pretty solid player. She had some pretty good balls with a lot of pace. She was consistent. She just had a heavy ball. And I guess going into it, my mindset was it's a qualifier. I should be good. I know who my second and third round match would be. Anyways, she took me by surprise. So I was a little frustrated, but my dad and Grayson, they were all telling me how good I played, and I didn't really believe it at the time just because I was annoyed with the loss. And anyways, the next day, the same girl went on to beat Dominique in 3, and then almost beat Caitlin Christian in 3 as well. So made me feel not as bad, I guess, about the loss. And then for mixed doubles, I played with Yuta, who's from Japan, and we had Eric Onsens and Leah Jansen first round, which is a tough first round, but I feel like we had a pretty good match with them. It was close. It was like maybe 6-7. We lost in 2, but I feel like we played well again. They're a pretty strong team. And then we won our first round of women's doubles, so that was good, and we fed directly into Annalie Waters and Anna Bright second round. Not ideal, but it is what it is. You know what, though, playing them, it wasn't as shocking as people might think it is because it doesn't feel like we're that far off from that level. It's just the amount of time on court and experience in the sport that they have over me and my partner. And I guess that also comes down to making some errors and unforced errors when we just need to be more consistent. So that was kind of refreshing, I guess. It wasn't like you suck, you're not Annalie Waters, but there's definitely a lot of potential, and I'm really excited about where I am in the sport right now and where I project myself to go. And Grayson, thank you for always supporting me. He always makes sure that, I don't know, I guess I believe in myself and I have confidence in my ability because in the girls' game, there's a lot of opportunity and potential. So I'm excited, but this week is MLP. Yesterday I trained with Jackie. I think today we have team practice tonight, so just a lot of reps over the next couple of days. And my next PPA isn't actually till Bristol, so I have a lot of time to kind of clean up my game, work on certain things, so I'm really excited about that. Grayson had a pretty good tournament. At the time, he did not think it, but I think he played unbelievable. He played the best doubles he's ever played, in my opinion. He played with Jay, and they won their first match. They won their second match, and then they lost to Federico and Hayden in 3. They were up 9-8 in the third. They lost 11-9, so they are right there, and basically Fed and Hayden end up losing in the finals. But that was a cool match to watch. It's all online and stuff. So are my matches on Pickleball TV. But then Grayson also had a really good singles run. He won his first, his second, and he ended up losing to Connor Garnett in 3. But in the second game, Grayson was up like 10-7. He had 5 match balls. So basically he had closed out, almost could have won the match. And then he didn't have a timeout left in the second. So I think that was the biggest deal breaker. But he ended up losing the second game and then lost the third game, but super, super close match. Connor ended up coming third. He's like top 3 in the world, so Grayson will be number 1 soon. Anyways, that's my little PPA recap. Onwards and upwards. Let's go, MLP. Newport Beach, like Lido area. We're staying at Lido House just for tonight, and that was a very last minute thing. We've been in San Clemente for probably almost a week now. We are here for the PPA, and we have to stay for the MLP next week. So we literally have 5 days where we didn't want to fly all the way back, and so we kind of just decided to stay in California. But we have nowhere to stay. So the other day we met someone at dinner, like a business partner of one of my dad's, and anyways, very last minute they booked us a hotel room here. So that is why we stayed here last night. Today we're packing up. We have no idea where we're staying tonight or tomorrow. No idea what we're doing today. We might go train this morning. We might go golfing, but I just got dressed. I'm gonna go walk to a coffee shop. There's some cute little shops around here. So anyways, we are still in California and we'll be here for another week. So yeah, we're just trying to like take it day by day, especially because we have downtime right now between tournaments. So just making the most of that downtime and adventuring, but also training. We decided we're gonna drive an hour and a half and go golf and maybe get lunch at like a vineyard after, and we also found somewhere to stay tonight.
Shout out Peggy and Dominic.
I don't know them. He stayed with them once, so.
Well, Chris usually stays with them. I haven't stayed with them yet, but I stay with Carol across the street sometimes.
So anyways, we're just gonna stay at someone's house for the next 3 nights and figure out what to do day by day. Alright, let's go golf. We're still in San Clemente. We've been here for 2 weeks. Today's Wednesday. We are now at a hotel. Grayson, shh! I'm vlogging. We stayed in Airbnb for the first 4 or 5 nights while we played the PPA. And we didn't know where we were gonna go, so we stayed in a hotel for 1 night. Then we found someone to stay with for the next 4 nights, and now we're in San Clemente again, staying at a hotel because MLP starts tomorrow. So it's been a long 2 weeks. I just put these on because my eyes are pretty tired and baggy in the morning, and I do feel like these actually help, surprisingly. Anyways, we're gonna go train today. We trained the last 3-4 days. We went golfing. We drove like an hour and a half and went adventuring, and so we ended up golfing. So we brought our clubs with us, and yeah, I think my team arrives tonight. So we have a team practice 5-7, but Grayson and I are probably gonna go train at the Lifetime. We're gonna work out, practice this morning, go to a coffee shop. I have a call with my mental coach later today, and then MLP basically Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then a red-eye back to Florida for 3-4 nights, which will be really, really nice. We haven't been back there a lot lately, so I'm excited just to get back, see friends, unpack, I guess repack, because I'm off again on Thursday to the New York MLP, which is actually like my team, Brooklyn Pickleball Teams. That's like our home event, so it should be pretty cool. So if you're in New York, come check it out. times when we're traveling, there's a lot of like uncertainty, unknown for the day, that day, and the next day, and not having like a routine or a plan, I feel like can, I don't know, throw me off and like just make me feel uneasy sometimes. So I feel like that's why I love going to a coffee shop every morning that I'm away, because at least it's like that first step of the day. You know what you're gonna do, or you're finding somewhere to go, and it kind of just helps direct a path for the day, if that makes sense. So I think that's why I love going to coffee shops when I'm traveling, because it just gives me like that little sense of comfort that I kind of have a plan or know what we're doing, even in all the uncertainty of what we're going to do that day. So anyways, we're going to another coffee shop. I feel like I found a new coffee shop every single day that we've been here, which is amazing because a lot of places don't have great coffee shops, and California has been amazing for that. So anyways, we're going to go get probably a matcha latte or a cappuccino flat white, and then breakfast of some sort before we hit the courts and in the gym. So also, I feel like I get a lot of questions sometimes when I'm traveling, like what do I do for workouts, and I actually have a couple tips and a business idea that I'll talk to you about later. But one thing I do is I find like local Pilates, HIIT, or yoga classes, and a lot of times they offer like a discounted rate for your first time attending. So I'll kind of jump from studio to studio and try new places, which is great because then you get to try a bunch of new places, and sometimes it's like a $20 or $30 drop-in fee, but it's worth it, especially if you don't have a gym to go to, because we don't really have like a gym membership, because I feel like a lot of times we're just in so many different places that there's not one gym in all of those places. So anyways, that's what I kind of do for workouts, or to get a lot of steps in. I like going on a walk in the morning, exploring. Grayson doesn't always love walks, but he'll always come with me. So we go on walks in the morning as well, just to kind of get that extra morning exercise. Alright vlog, that ends our 2 weeks in San Clemente. We just finished our last match of the day. It's like 4:30 right now. We're at the Lifetime at 8 a.m. this morning, so it's been a long day in the sun. I got burnt, and I think I played...
My face hurts.
Your face hurts, my face hurts too. I think I played 2 hours pickleball today, and I told myself I was going to take a day off, so maybe tomorrow I'll take a day off.
I took today off.
Which is good. I feel like we needed it, but I'm excited. We've been here for 2 weeks. We had the PPA, the MLP. We actually, all three of our guys on the Brooklyn pickleball team were sick or injured, so we had to get 2 alternates, Rafa Hewitt and AJ Kohler. So
Big legends.
Big legends. Thanks to them, we won 4 out of the 5 matches this week, which is huge for like the rankings and the standings going into playoffs in August. So we still have like New York, Grand Rapids, and St. Louis left for I guess the season for MLP, and then playoffs, we'll see what happens. But it was a good week, and we're off to New York soon. So tonight we fly from San Diego all the way to Detroit to PBI, so we land at like 9-10 a.m. tomorrow. And we're doing a little bit of a drive right now to swap out our rental car, because it was cheaper than extending it to drive to San Diego to fly, and cheaper than an Uber. So we're literally driving 35 minutes north to SNA, changing out rental cars, and then driving an hour and a half south to San Diego. So that's just a part of this whole journey and budgeting, I guess, and figuring out logistically what makes the most sense. So that is what we decided.
Yes.
So good driving.
We're in traffic.
Yeah, we'll grab a snack and sleep on the plane and reassess tomorrow. Anyways, thanks for following. See you in New York.